Hey guys, it's Rush. Today I'm going to be giving you some advice on playing Ruinberg from the southern spawn. South spawn on Ruinberg is commonly known as the worst spawn. What happens on this map is that normally the north spawn will win. Maybe like 75% of the time the north spawn wins, and that's because they have a major advantage in the field, and the field seems to do a very, very good job of winning this game. So the reason the north spawn has an advantage on this map, and you're going to see I'm obviously going to have to deal with this as a south spawn player, is they will get to these houses a lot faster than you will. So if you take a look at my spawn and you drew like a line to get to here, and then you did the same for where the enemies spawn, it's significantly shorter. So they'll get there first while you're driving into position. And then once they're there, they will also have the ability to shoot down this road. And because of the way the road is angled, the north spawn is able to shoot down the road without any problems into the heavies who play the city. And then the way that it's angled does not allow that for the south spawn at all. So I don't know why the map was designed like this. I would assume this was done on purpose, but basically the north spawn is going to win a significant amount of the time. So you just kind of have to deal with that. Now, the way I deal with it is because of the way people tend to dominate E9, give or take, is I like to look at my team before I go there, because sometimes I'll go there if I think I have an advantage over the enemy team based on, what tanks they have. But if you take a look at the enemy team, they've got a Lorraine. I don't really want to fight a Lorraine. And they've also got, I don't know, like a Karn. And sometimes Karns will go up there. So like you can kind of expect reasonably mobile heavies to try to take that town on the 9 line. So right off the bat, if you take a look at my team, I don't really want to go fight a Lorraine and maybe a couple other heavies who I expect to be on the 9 line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch my team go to see who goes there. Now, one thing, the reason I've paused this at 15 seconds in is because the WZ111 pings the map. Now, this is going to be another important thing. You should do this on every single map in the game. But if someone pings the map, you can see I'm watching him here. Don't expect him to go to where he's pinging. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit tight, and I'm going to watch where this WZ111 goes, because I really, really want to see who's going to the field. And if no one is, like, no substantial tank is going field, I'm not going to go fight a, what I expect to be a couple heavies and a Lorraine 40T. So WZ111 goes city despite pinging E9. Don't ask me why. I ask him in chat and he doesn't respond. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going to where my team goes, because I don't really want to be fighting a losing battle with multiple tier 6 tanks when I kind of expect heavy tanks. I don't know why heavy tanks go to E9, but it seems to become the popular meta. So what you can see is I've come to the city right here. What I like to do is I like to set a bit of a trap. So the T-34-3 has really high alpha. So what I do is I will just sit on this corner until stuff gets lit. And then when they push around right here, it's you just shoot them in the side. You can deal with the bad gun handling and the low pen when you're shooting tanks in the side. So you can see I was wrong about the Karn going to the field, but if you look at the map, they've got, I'll keep it running because it's kind of slow here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks on the 0 line, and we have 2 tanks being aggressive. One of them just died, so now it's 2, and then we've got about 4 tanks sniping behind them. So you don't really have to be Erwin Rommel to see how that's going to progress. What I'm going to do, because I see this happening, is I'm going to start moving up, because I see the Oni moving up, and I also kind of see, if you look at this side of the map, you can kind of expect them to push into our base relatively quickly because of how many people, like, these guys have no cover where their positions are, so they have bad positions. They're going to die soon, so I want to try to push the city out before they win the other side of the map. And that's the play I'm going to make right here. So didn't expect the Tiger P to be there, but I am in a top tier tank, so it's not really going to affect me. He can shoot me whenever he wants, really. I don't really care. What I am doing is I'm side scraping to him, and a lot of people would say, well, you're open to this road right here. The answer is I'm not, actually, because if you look at the render distance, most of the tanks who are sitting up here will have to come way down to shoot at me. You can see an E25 has done that, so it's not the end of the world. It's just an E25. I'm going to pull forwards, and now I can continue to brawl with this Tiger P. Now, I wouldn't suggest you take this position. I just did not expect the Tiger P to be there. So this is me dealing with a situation that I'm not really comfortable in, and how I do that. So you can see I put a shot into the Tiger P, who tries to side scrape into me. That low rolls, but it's not the end of the world. He's not going to poke on me anymore, because I do have a T-43 behind me who is giving me some sort of support. Now, right here, you can see we've lost about 5 tanks or so. You'll notice I don't have shots in the middle road, which this position seems to be relatively good for. Like, Sometimes if they're bad, you can shoot the people who are here. You can see I'm going to try to line up a blind shot on that tiger who's lit on the map, but I can't render him. He goes unlit, and so I'm just going to take a shot at the SU-100. I get the kill, and you know, this game does not look like it's going to be a win right now. And the reason you can say that is because they're up 5 tanks, they've won the field, we haven't won the city, and nothing is being done to have won the city. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall back because I think they're going to push into our base before we're going to be able to clear out the city. I'm not going to go push into an ISU 152. That's just not very bright of me when I'm on 894 HP. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to defend the flanks of our heavy tanks as they get pushed. And it's about here where I say, fuck it, you know, it's the point of my play changes, but it's still going to be the same. It's more me just playing for damage right here because we're down 6 tanks. So someone gets on cap. I don't know who gets on cap at this point, but I do know the fastest tank on the enemy team is the Lorraine 40 ton. So I would expect the Lorraine 40 ton to have been on cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn right around and get safe. There's the E25. I don't think he was lit on the other side of the map. I might have missed it, but at the time I obviously expected the Lorraine to be there. That would have been the worst case scenario. So, you know, made a couple prediction mistakes in this game, but it happens, and the play that I made based on the prediction was not a bad one. So, you know, you can still make those types of plays. So we put 2 shots into the E25. There's the Lorraine. He's on full HP. No one has shot him once. I'm going to put a shot into him because I want to try trading alpha damage with this autoloader. He's just going to YOLO me, and that's the correct thing for him to do. And he YOLOs me and then bounces one into my track. So I'm going to put a shot into him. He low rolls the second or something. Really, I got extremely lucky right there, but I'm going to take advantage of it. And this is kind of where you just want to make your last stand. So you can see I'm on 26 HP. There's an MT-25 right there. The MT could one-shot me, but I just wanted to kill him because I didn't want to have to deal with 3 tanks at once. You can see the E-25 is flanking me. So what I'm going to do, because I don't know the reload of the Lorraine 40 ton, and really the reload doesn't really matter, I have to push one side. And the reason I have to do that is the Lorraine is going to come behind me, and obviously the E-25 is in front of me. So when you're in a situation like this, you just need to clear one flank. The E-25 is going to be the easiest. He's a one-shot, and he doesn't have an autoloader. And if I were to push the Lorraine, the E-25 would get me behind me before I could kill the Lorraine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the E-25 as quickly as I can. And you could see me peeking there to look at the Lorraine. And now I'm going to drive forwards, and now I only have one tank to deal with who's in front of me. And so this is kind of basic brawling tactics. You want to turn the fights into 1v1s, and that's what I did by killing the MT and the E-25. And now we're just kind of dealing with this Lorraine 40 ton, who's going to be trying to push into me. We can just put a shot into him, track him. He kills us. But like, that's like the best you can do on this map 9 times out of 10, because it always ends like this. So let's go take a look at the end plates, and we'll go from there. All right, so that was a defeat. 100k credits, 1k base 1k XP with the premium account. Came top on the team by damage by like 2 times or whatever. Like, it's like, this isn't really basically I wouldn't say that my play helped us win or do well. It was all farmed damage. Now that's my experience of how to do well on this map, because the way that this map is designed is such that any aggressive play gets punished because the enemy team just has better positions. They have a better spawn, their positions are better by default, and then fighting for those better positions doesn't work. So what I did right here, you know, is I made this selfish as fuck play. You know, I camped in a tier A medium basically and waited for people to push up to shoot, and that didn't happen, so I moved up because like I kind of wanted to try to win, you know, I wanted to try to win the city, and that just didn't work. So luckily, you know, we were able to move up to here or whatever, and it worked out okay. You know, I didn't lose all my HP, but I ran away the second I realized the game was over, and then I proceeded to farm damage. You know, better that than fighting a losing battle or whatever. So farm damage from here, and that's a really good place to farm damage. But the way this map works, it's like, this is why this is why the city never wins. It's this line right here. Anyone can just sit from right here, give or take, and shoot people who are here, more or less. So what I have found is like the city just loses. And then the reason you lose the field is because like this right here, the drive time to go like this across the open, you know, because scouts always play this ridge, the drive time to make this play right here is way longer than the drive time to go to here. And so people who are here can actually drive across and set up for shots. I mean, I do this all the time. I always just drive into this bush that's right, how do I say it? There's a bush right here that I play, and that lets you shoot people who are driving into position. And so it's like, you know, what the fuck, we're game. The map blows. So the only way, in my opinion, to consistently do well on this map is just to accept that you're going to lose it like 80% of the time or whatever, and you know, just be aware of opportunities that might try to win you games. For example, I did try to push the city, but don't be too optimistic about it. You have to be realistic and just kind of understand that this the way that this city is set up is such that people can just drive here, be there first, and then farm the city. And then from the north spawn, it's like you don't get shots because obviously there's a building right here that's in the way. Like, it just doesn't work. So north spawn has an advantage. I would suggest you play this map cautiously and just try to get as much XP and credits out of it as you can, because it's just unbalanced. And then obviously from the north spawn, you just drive to the OP positions and farm stuff. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. You know, I am by no means endorsing, you know, I'm a guy who likes to win games, you know, but if that can't happen, the next best thing is just to make the most out of it and get credits, XP, and damage from it. And so this seems to be just one of those maps where it's like you're almost forced to just bait your team and accept it as a loss. So yeah, I hope this video was informative. Bye for now.